रसिक हो नमस्कार. सहर्ष सादर करीत आहोत ज्ञान साधना गीत. कवी प्राध्यापक प्रवीण दवणे, संगीत विनय राजवाडे.
शिवाचे मंदिर सुंदर, मानव्याचा ध्यास निरंतर. सत्य शिवाचे मंदिर सुंदर, मानव्याचा ध्यास निरंतर. गुरु शिष्याच्या नात्यामधली प्रतस्थ मन साधना. सदैव उजळो आपुली ज्ञान साधना, ज्ञान साधना. अज्ञानाचा तमः सारुण, विश्वात्मक स्वर येई उजळून. अज्ञानाचा तमः सारुण, विश्वात्मक स्वर येई उजळून. शूरवीर संतांचे पूजन, जागविते चेतना. ज्ञान ज्योतीने सदैव उजळो आपुली ज्ञान साधना, ज्ञान साधना. कुणी न राहो येथे शोषित, ज्ञानापासून कुणी न वंचित. कुणी न राहो येथे शोषित, ज्ञानापासून कुणी न वंचित. घडवायाचा माणूस सुंदर, ही आमची प्रेरणा. ज्ञान ज्योतीने सदैव उजळो आपुली ज्ञान साधना, ज्ञान साधना. रसिकातिथी तुम्ही मान्यवर, अमृतवाणी श्रवणातुर. रसिकातिथी तुम्ही मान्यवर, अमृतवाणी श्रवणातुर. स्वागत फुले हृदयापासून, स्वीकारा वंदना. आपुली ज्ञान साधना ज्ञान साधना सरस्वतीच्या मंदिरातली स्वीकारा अर्चना ज्ञान ज्योतीने सदैव उजळो आपुली ज्ञान साधना ज्ञान साधना
A very good morning to one and all. On behalf of Satish Pradhan Jnana Sadhana College, it gives me immense pleasure to extend to you a very warm welcome to the inaugural function of one-day international conference on breakthrough innovations, quest, challenges, journey, organized by the Department of Self-Finance Courses. Let us start the event by taking the blessings of Goddess Saraswati, followed by the lightning of virtual lamp.
I, Dr. Sarika Sagar, Head of the Department for BA Multimedia and Mass Communication and Secretary of the conference, welcome today's dignitaries on this virtual platform for the second one-day international conference on breakthrough innovations. I welcome Mr. Nalendra Bandabe, Director Media, Amity University. Welcome, sir. I also welcome our panel members, Mr. Kumar Ranjan, President and Chief Human Resource Officer at Wellspun Corporation. I welcome our second panelist joining us from Hong Kong, Mr. Siddharth Desai, Head Institutional Product Squad at OKX, the world's most powerful crypto exchange. Welcome, sir. I also welcome Mr. Sundar Iyer, founder of I Incorporation Mumbai, Mr. Abhijit Bias, data scientist joining us from USA. Mr. Abhijit, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Abhijit, sir. Welcome, sir.
Good morning. Thank you.
I also take this opportunity to welcome Dr. C.A. Minal Paranspe, Mr. Vinayak Pujari, Mr. Nilakshi Roy, Dr. Sadhana Singh, and Dr. Rupali Seth for accepting our request to chair the various tracks for the session. I welcome you all. I welcome Sri Satish Pradhan Sir, Chairman, Sri Kamlesh Pradhan Sir, and Mrs. Manasi Pradhan Ma'am, Secretary and Trustee of Satish Pradhan Jnana Sadhana College. Welcome, sir. Welcome, ma'am. I also welcome our Principal, Dr. Ganesh Bagure, sir, Vice Principal, Dr. Shraddha Bhome, ma'am, for being a constant support for this conference. Welcome, sir, and welcome, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
I also welcome the Secretary of the conference, Dr. Sujata Iyer, and the convener of the conference, Ms. Sneha Thakkar. I take this opportunity to welcome our dear participants for today, academicians, students, UG and PG, participants from industry, research scholars, to this one-day international conference on breakthrough innovations. We all know the act of producing, creating, or introducing anything fresh, improved, or novel is known as innovation. Innovation might range from a modest new product concept to a significant scientific discovery. The process of innovation entails turning abstract concepts into real-world application. It is frequently accomplished by addressing issues and alleged constraints and putting in place technologies and procedures. In both human history and civilization, innovation has played a significant role. When people first began developing tools and technology for the use, innovation was taking place. Innovation makes it possible for individuals to solve issues more quickly, effectively, and efficiently while using fewer resources than before. This process of innovation can be employed to alter the course of events. To understand the new innovations in the industry, to stimulate the creation and the growth of intellectual property by undertaking relevant measures, and the last but not the least, to create environment to generate and study the breakthrough innovations. We are happy to share that with you and with all the participants who have contributed to the conference. We had an overwhelming response for our conference with 126 research papers and over 200 plus registrations for the conference. I welcome you all for the conference. Now, I hand over the dais to Mrs. Dr. Shraddha Bhome, ma'am, for her opening remarks.
Good morning, one and all present over here. I, Dr. Shraddha Mayuresh Bhumi, Vice Principal of Self-Finance Courses of Satish Pradhan Jnana Sadhana College, Thane, feel deeply privileged to welcome you all in this virtual second international conference on breakthrough innovations. As rightly said, innovation is taking things already exists and assembling them in a way that they have not been thought of. Today, the level of innovation have gone beyond one's imagination, and we all are witness to these developments every year. Self-finance courses of Satish Pradhan Jnana Sadhana College, Thane hereby takes an opportunity to bring together the researchers, academicians, corporate delegates, and enthusiastic young researchers, our own students, and other stakeholders in order to have a constructive exchange of knowledge and thereby ensure that we take away a treasure house of intellect from this conference. I wish all the very best to all the participants. And yes, to highlight today, we have received 126 research papers for the conference. All the papers will be published in our college own journal, Jnanakosh, as a part of conference proceedings. As UGC will update the list of UGC care listed journals, we will inform to all those who have applied for the same while filling up the registration form. And yes, we are coming up with the third international conference in August 2023. So stay tuned for the new concept of the conference. Details will be provided to you soon. Thank you once again, everyone. Thank you so much.
Yes, very good morning, one and all. Honorable President Sri Satish Pradhan sir, Sri Kamlesh Pradhan, Secretary of Jnana Sadhana Trust, Mrs. Mansi Pradhan Madam, Joint Secretary of Jnana Sadhana Trust, Thane, delegates invited for the conference, distinguished speaker involved in the panel discussion, Dr. Sarika Sagar, who is the secretary of this conference, Dr. Shraddha Bhome Madam, Vice Principal, Self-Finance Faculty, all the members of organizing committee, members of the teaching faculty, delegates, research scholars, and dear students. On the behalf of Satish Pradhan, Jnana Sadhana College, Thane, I welcome you all for this one-day international conference entitled Breakthrough Innovation, that is Quest, Challenges, and Journey. Dear all, this college is started long back, and recently we have completed 42 glorious years. From our college, student can pursue graduate program, postgraduate program, as well as research degree also. Currently, student can pursue degree, that is in the traditional program, that is arts, science, commerce. In all, we can provide the education to the students in 9 program, that students can have the undergraduate degree in 9 program, whereas in self-finance courses, we have BAF, BBI, BMS, Bachelor of Mass Media, that is BAMMC, then BSc Computer Science, BSc Information Technology. In all, 17 programs we are conducting in our premises. About PG program, we are offering 4 programs in science faculty at postgraduate level, that is MSc Chemistry by Research, MSc Chemistry by Papers, MSc Botany, MSc Information Technology, as well as we also offer MCOM program in 3 subjects. We have 2 research centers. One is in commerce, another is in chemistry, and university granted to enroll 5 seats in chemistry as well as in commerce research center. And up till now, 2 students have been awarded PhD degree from Chemistry Research Center, and 4 students have been awarded PhD degree by University of Mumbai under the Commerce Research Center. In all, we are having 9 research guides at our college. Up till now, our faculty published more than 100 publications during the last 3 years in national as well as international years. Around 200 books are published by the teaching faculty in the whole span. Along with this academic program, we also encourage the holistic development of the students by conducting various activity under NSS, NCC, Student Activity Center, as well as various departmental activity. We also encourage the students to participate in various national as well as international conferences. This year, we got an opportunity to hold the university level Avishkar research competition at our college, and wherein more than 40 colleges participated in these competitions, where the students who are we have been selected or who have been shortlisted at the zonal level, they got an opportunity to present a paper at university level. And this time we got this opportunity to hold this competition. Our one student, Mr. Santosh Jagdare, won gold medal at University of Mumbai under the Avishkar research competition. I'm very happy to tell you that the same students have been awarded gold medal at Maharashtra level under the under the Avishkar research competition that is conducted at the Maharashtra level competitions. Uh, Once again, I welcome all the students, research scholars, delegates, the distinguished speaker for this today's conference. And once again, I welcome all the members for this research conference. I hope that the discussions, the presentations that is going to happen today will give insight to the conference title, that is Innovations Through Quest Challenges. I think today's discussion during the conference will be very useful for the student, research scholar also. So once again, I welcome you on the behalf of Satish Pradhan and Sarna College, Thane. I congratulate all the members of the organizing committee for this conference and wish you all the best for today's conference. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you sir, for your influential message. Now I request Mrs. Manasi Pradhan, ma'am, Joint Secretary, Satish Pradhan Nyan Sadhana College, to share her views. I would like to add that ma'am has always been a guiding force behind all our events. Ma'am, please take over.
Hello and a very warm welcome everyone present here. all participants, all speakers, all dignitary guests, panelists, and my entire teaching and non teaching staff to our one day international conference on breakthrough innovations, quest, challenges, journey organized by Department of Self Finance Courses of Satish Pradhan Nyan Sadhana College. In the words of John Emmeling, innovations is creativity with a job to do. Today, innovations has become an integral part of human lives as we strive to bring in more ways to make our lives luxurious and comfortable. But a mere invention loses its ground to the fact that we have set our standards so high that we look to invent something which will bring a life changing experience in what otherwise is our normal life. There comes the concept of breakthrough innovations, which makes us achieve what otherwise would have been unimaginable. This conference aims to lay down a platform for such inventions and thereby provide the researcher the opportunity to have detailed study and discuss about such breakthrough innovations. In our this multidisciplinary international conference, we proudly announce that we have received 124 research papers from students, academicians, research scholars, and corporate research scholars. Registration for the conference is almost 200 plus number, which itself is a big achievement. I truly appreciate the work done by my self-finance staff and all the conveners and coordinators of the conference. I wish all the very best to everyone and end my speech with an extreme ray of hope that all of us will have a good collection of takeaways today from this conference. Thank you, everyone, and have a good day.
Thank you, ma'am, for always encouraging and motivating us. I consider it a great honor to welcome Mr. Narendra Bandave, today's keynote speaker, who is the Director, Media and Public Relation, Amity University, Mumbai. Now I call upon Dr. Shubhada Joshi to introduce our keynote speaker.
It gives me immense pleasure to introduce the keynote speaker for today, Mr. Narendra Bandave. On behalf of Satish Pradhan Jnana Sadhana College, I welcome you, sir. Mr. Narendra Bandave is the Director Media at Amity University, Mumbai. He started his career as a multimedia journalist in the year 1999. Today, he carries with him an immense experience of working with numerous organizations in various capacities. He has worked as an editor input at Zee Chovistas, Maharashtra One as a news editor, with yourstory.com as assistant editor, with broadcast initiatives as associate editor, with Network 18 as input desk, Mumbai. He has also been successful as a producer at Zee Business. Apart from TV news, new media and media research are his core areas of expertise. He was a columnist with Divya Marathi, where Film Fest column was dedicated to world cinema and international film market. He also has penned down a book on ace Hollywood director Stanley Kubrick in Marathi, a popular Indian language. His specialities include media planning, branding, television journalism, OTT content, web series, cinema criticism, film curation, film festivals, and social media marketing. He is a member of FIPRESTI, an international federation of film critics. He is exposed to international film festivals, world cinema, and international film markets. He has met and interviewed filmmakers like Ken Loach, Paul Laverty, Majid Majidi, and many more. He is currently pursuing his PhD from University of Mumbai. To sum up, he is a reader, author, writer, blogger, researcher, and a world explorer in the true sense of the term. Now I request Mr. Narendra Bandave sir to deliver his keynote address. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for such kind introduction. And I thank organizing committee for inviting me as a keynote speaker for this one-day international conference on breakthrough innovation, quest, challenges, and journey. I would like to appreciate Department of Self-Finance course of Satish Pradhan Nansadhana College for choosing the impressive and thought-provoking topic for this conference. Being a journalist, being a television journalist, I will keep it more short because we are asked to tell our story in just 90 seconds. So I will not speak for more than 3 minutes, but for this conference, uh, being a journalist, I always have close affection with the media industry. This subject is very close to my industry, which has undergone which has undergone slow, steady, and consistent evolutionary stages. However, it has to be always nourish innovative ideas and breakthrough innovatives. When I talk about journalism, I would like to mention here that television industry is constantly and continuously adapting new technology and new technological innovations. This help this helps it to grow at the exciting pace. This breakthrough these breakthrough innovations completely change the dynamic of my industry. So what is innovation refers to? So innovation is the generation and the commercialization of novel ideas, products, processes and services. A variety of innovations. The innovations can be classified as being either incremental or radical according to their uh, degree of technological novelty. The incredible innovations focuses on the uh, improving existing products and services to the satisfying ever challenging customer demands, whereas in contrast, radical innovations concerns the development of new businesses or the product lines based on new ideas and technologies. Whereas breakthrough innovations establish a new degree of competitiveness in either an existing or a new market. The technology behind such innovations may be radical or maybe the incremental development if the firm is entering a new market. Talking about our country, since last 8 years, government is focusing on breakthrough, innovative ideas of startups, and many startups got the big response from the industry uh, and the users. Some of them have completely changed the dynamic of those particular industries. This is helping the industry to think differently with the existing setup and also attract new customers. So, while working with the television, specifically with the news industry, I work with two a major leader of the industry. One is the Ramoji Rao, second is the Subhash Chandra. Both are more inclined to innovative ideas, and the Subhash Chandra is far ahead of his uh, time, and he thinks very fast, and that is why right now the Z industry is adapting new technology very fast. While I was in Delhi, we worked on why I'm sharing my experience, because we worked on very special, which is now going to be happen in the near future, because Google is coming up with the Lamada linguistic tool, AI tool, this thing system. So we already work on it, and now it is going to come in the recent in near future, uh, next year or something like that. It is which is very challenging. It can be a good challenge, or outperform Chat GPT, which is a talk of town now. See, every technological advancements and the innovations have its own problem. In my industry, Chat GPT or AI tools is why it is talk of town, because we as a content producer may face many problems uh, for this kind of artificial intelligence interventions. But there is something now we need to think about the something called the sentinel, the man and relation main the relationship between the man and machine has completely changed in the recent times. So we need to think about being a human and being an intellectual person, what we need to uh, develop us to grow further with the technological advancement. Uh, Recently, very recently, I think 2 days back, Amazon also launched his new language model tool. So that can be that can be a that can be a challenge for us as a content producer. So technological innovations are good, but they are uh, they are they are more into what you call they can generate uh, more opportunities. At the same time they can generate unemployment. So to grow with the times, we need to adapt new technology to survive ourselves. And coming back to the conference, the subject of this conference is very, very dear to me. There can be no doubt that the values reflected in this conference are facing fraught times. To conclude my remark, innovation innovation is always mandatory. It is not. It should not. It should not pertain to one field. Rather, innovation and breakthrough ideas always must be focused on all the field of mankind. I think this conference will definitely nourish and enrich the participant. I wish all the best to all the participants for their presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for your words of wisdom. Thank you, sir, for sharing your deep knowledge with us.
I request our principal, sir, Dr. Ganesh Bagure, to inaugurate the flip book. Sir?
Yes. Yes, madam.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Good morning once again. During my speech, I forget to declare the opening of the flip book. Now I declare that the flip book should be open. This book contain the list of the research papers that we have received through various participation. Almost more than 126 participants, means 126 research scholars, they have sent the papers. So title of this paper is included in this flip book. So I declare that this book should be open. Yes. Yes, madam.
That's sir.
Now I request Mr. Rajesh Waleja sir to take over the session towards the panel discussion.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Good morning, everyone. I am sure everyone here would love to hear about latest developments which are shaping our world. The blockchain technology, NFTs, crypto, innovations in management, machine learning and artificial intelligence, augmented reality, innovations in e-commerce. So some smart minds would hear this panel discussion to expand their ideas, put on their thinking hats, and contribute something new to the society. You can even patent your work, thereby earning recognition and financial benefits from your work. Innovation is the ability to see a change as an opportunity and not a threat. In view of this, today's panel discussion is organized to enlighten the participants about innovations happening in the fields of human resource management, the new world of finance, the NFTs, the Web3 technology, information technology, machine learning, artificial intelligence. These are the words we hear frequently. So, in order to deepen our knowledge, I, Professor Rajesh Waleja, on behalf of Satish Pradhan Jnana Sadhana College, Thane, take this opportunity to welcome you all, our esteemed panelists, research scholars, faculties, and dear students, to the panel discussion under the theme of Breakthrough Innovations, Quest, Challenges, Journey at our one-day international conference. To give a brief introduction of our today's panelists, we have Mr. Kumar Ranjan. Kumar Ranjan sir is currently President and Chief Human Resource Officer at Welspun Corporation Limited, which is the flagship company of Welspun Group. Sir has over 31 years of rich experience in HR, project management, and operations in industry verticals like hospitality, pharmaceuticals, manufacturing, transport, and chemicals. He started his career with Taj Group of Hotels and worked with Transport Corporation of India Limited as Regional Head, HR and Training. Sir also has been a director with Dr. Reddy's Laboratories, Senior Vice President HR and Head for Center of Excellence at RPG Group, and has been an entrepreneur in your healthcare area for 3 years. President of Human Risk Capital CSR at Hikal Limited and Chief People Officer at Naveen Fluorine International Limited as CPO, Chief People Officer. Kumar sir is a science graduate from Patna University with graduation in law from Osmania University and postgraduate in PMIR from SP College of Communications and Management, New Delhi. Sir has completed Strategic Human Resource Management at Ross School of Management, University of Michigan, USA, and Sir is also an alumnus of IIM Ahmedabad, having high spiritual quotient. He is a Gallup certified strength-based executive coach and a voluntary spiritual teacher in the art of living and a certified yoga teacher by Ministry of Ayush, Government of India. Kumar sir has been instrumental in creating future leadership and succession planning, managing diversity and change, organizational design, organizational structure and development, business integration, lean management, high performance work system, self-managed team, and competency-based HR processes completely aligned with business aspirations in the companies he has worked for. Apart from mergers and integrations, experience which he has international. He has successfully created values for organizations by aligning people, processes to business objectives. Through established and benchmarked people practices, Sir has definitely created great places to work for India and Asia. Sir has authored several articles in Economic Times, NHRD newsletters and journals. Sir is a wildlife photographer with deep concerns for nature conservation, and he also likes traveling and developing cuisines. Kumar sir strongly believes in giving back to society, and hence he has been associated with various social initiatives to help elevate social causes. I welcome Kumar sir as the first panel member for today's panel discussion. We have on board Mr. Sundar Iyer. Sundar sir is presently working as CEO of I Incorporated Mumbai, a company that helps brands set up and scale up businesses multifolds online through e-commerce. Prior to starting I Incorporated, Sundar sir has a rich corporate experience starting with ABB India, where he has worked for 19 years across multiple locations in India, and then with Crompton for about 10 years. Sir is a business creator with an ability to embrace appropriate risk and a bias towards acting and capitalizing on opportunity. Offering 29 years of domestic and international experience in business development, operations, P&L oversight, multi-channel product distribution, and marketing and sales involving both startups and growth organizations. Creative and dynamic style with leading experience in consistently penetrating new markets and strategic positioning for sustainable revenue growth. He adopts exemplary communication and in-person meetings to establish presence and build a positive brand while fostering continuous client engagement. I welcome Sundar sir as a second panel member for our discussion. Mr. Siddharth, he's our third esteemed panel member. Siddharth sir is an emerging tech enthusiast with expertise in blockchain, NFTs, that is non-fungible tokens, Web3 business models, and is currently building global crypto trading solutions for institutions. Siddharth sir is a firm believer that decentralized finance is the coming future and real world asset tokenization is the next technological revolution in Web3. Having spent the formative years of his career in global equity markets at Goldman Sachs, Siddharth sir currently heads Institutional Product Squad at OKX, the world's most powerful crypto exchange. I welcome sir for this panel discussion, and the fourth esteemed member for today's discussion is Mr. Abhijit Base. Mr. Abhijit Base is working as a data scientist in world's largest healthcare payer at USA. Sir has patent in the field of aviation. He has worked on a software for heart patients called extra external counter pulsation, that is EECP. Abhijit sir is doing research on supply chain risk detection. He has done PMP, Prince 2, ITIL and many other certifications. Siddharth sir is IIM Calcutta alumni. He likes to connect with people and especially enthusiastic students. I am sure everyone here is excited for the session, and without further ado, I request our first panelist, Mr. Kumara Ranjan, to enlighten our participants. Over to you, sir. Kumar sir.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for the great introduction, and really appreciate organizing committee, the esteemed institution for inviting me to this wonderful session. Uh, as the theme talks about innovations, and the other panelists are going to certainly throw deeper insights about the IT innovations. And today or time to come, IT is certainly going to be more revolutionary and helping every segment of life and businesses to do better. When it comes to HR, and that's where the human element, which needs to be touched upon for the progresses, we need to remember that whatever innovation we do, and that's what I have been driving, and even at the present organization, when we talk about automation, digital transformations, we always talk about one common theme, that let's not forget the human touch. Because no matter what technologies we bring, these technologies are also created by human. And through technologies, if we keep ourselves distancing from the active positive engagements, then we start seeing that decline in the organization. That's a very validated study. We have seen. We also keep doing dipstick surveys in culture. And when we have everything managed by robots, then where is the culture? What relationships we talk about? That's very important to keep in mind. The other day I was invited somewhere, and they asked that what kind of automation we are doing in Wellspun. And I said, see, we don't do automations. The base of thinking for automation or digital transformations, the start point is how are we going to facilitate people work better? How can it help ease the work of people? People should feel that this is going to help me and I have more productive time to do. And I heard many things being spoken about the research papers, etc. Every person needs to do some bit of research in their own areas. And I find more and more newer generations, they are away from books. The reading habits are diminishing. It's already diminished actually quite a lot. So that's not a good sign. And therefore, I'm very happy to see that this organization is promoting research and papers being published. It's really great. So when we look at differentiators in the organizations across global, because Wellspun, we are present in different parts of the globe, and one thing comes very common, that these differentiators today are only two factors. One is that how fast are we in adopting new technologies? Second, how are we taking care of, nowadays we are talking about ESG, environment, social governance. So these has very big human factor there. So human elements, social elements, and environmental elements, along coupled with technology, because quality is given. Now there was an era when people said that we will give you better quality. No, everybody gives good quality. And that's why the customer centricity came in some few years ago, that we will give you what you want. So quality is eliminated. The word is gone because we are giving you what you want at what time, at what price. So cost competitiveness is gone. Quality consciousness is gone. That's given. That's a hygiene factor. Then what are the differentiators? These are the differentiators. Technologically, how advanced we are. And we are not at the same time losing environment, human and society. And in these areas, there have been lots of work done. So when we are talking, whenever I talk to people in HR fraternity, we always tell them that, look, HR cannot exist in isolation. It has to coexist in the ecosystem, rolling up sleeves and working on the ground. Understand where the organization is going, which direction, along with the technological advancements. And therefore, we need to look at human factors, creativity, or innovation, whatever we call it. If you see the competencies earlier, there used to be competency framework and then develop competency dictionary, proficiency levels, and map it to position. All that happened in the past. Now, all competencies are being looked at in view of customized role specification in the organization. So it cannot be one competency framework and then we can move ahead with that, because every day things are changing. Keeping pace with the changes is something required by HR folks. We did recruitment in the past through portals, through references. They are all primitive now. There's something called blind hiring. What is that blind hiring? We are not going to look at even CVs, look at competencies required. So are we hiring for experience, hiring for competencies, or hiring for knowledge? That's very important to look at. And it could be sometime mix of this, but the proportions will vary. So what we are looking at various roles in the organization today is we want people to come with competence, because experience helps to some extent, but what we may not be able to create faster is experience and the knowledge. The other part is developing skills within the organization. So we used to say training. Again, training is a little primitive now. It's putting so many man hours into the organization for people to learn something new. It's gone. We cannot live with that kind of concept. So what you are saying, we say that we need to upskill people. And upskilling can only happen when we know what's the future of my business. And even if you see the various companies, they have been diversifying into different business areas. As HR folks, if we are not aligned to business, we don't learn business. We just say, oh, if you tell me something, I'll do it for you. Gone are the days. Then this whole so-called nice word, say HR, will become extinct very fast if we don't learn businesses. And learn the businesses, according to me, as if you are going to run the business yourself. I am going to run the business tomorrow. That much competence I should acquire in that area where I am working in. Then only I'll be able to work hand in hand with people and talk the same language, what they are talking. And then comes the word, what many times people use, but then they really don't understand the meaning is business partner. What do you mean by business partner? Now, post-pandemic, when you see a lot of emphasis on mental health, in that area, there are huge work needs to be done still. Slowly, I see that this post-pandemic, whatever happened, it's getting faded away. Companies have come back to absolutely pre-pandemic era practices. A lot of discussion happened about newer ways of working, new normal. But I think now instead of new normal, it's all next normal. I think it's a completely different thing happening, and you see uh, lots happening out there. So I won't get into that area. But then there are concerns. We certainly see there are concerns which needs to be addressed. From HR, again, when we look at different or innovation, whatever we call it, there has to be a lot of work done in ethical way. Ethics has to be kept at the forefront. And how do we integrate uh, these elements? Ethics, mental health, overall well-being of the people, upskilling, customized roles, competencies in view of customized roles, and the major differentiators for the organization. Everywhere, HR has bigger role to play, and that's where newer generations should also uh, look at seeing things differently. Yeah, so that's very important, and people do express various things, but the first innovation I can tell you is the human psychology and the uh, is so dynamic that same person, what he or she is thinking now and what he or she will think 10 minutes later may be completely different. Same subject may be interpreted by one person at one time and in a different way, and the other person will have different views. So we have to come to a common understanding base level that how do we work for people in the organization to make them happier, being an important lever in the organization, because it's ultimately people who deliver the results. Machines cannot be run no matter whatever great technology we have, or we create infrastructure, we create processes. If we don't have right people with right mindset and they enjoy uh, coming to office on Monday morning, I don't think we will be able to run organization the way it should run. So we do lots of such discussions at various levels in the organization at Wellspun. We even the new projects, we look at how this is going to help people, and communication with people are always in that direction. So to us, innovation is how different we can do something where people among themselves as well as with the organization, they develop culture of positive relationships. And in that direction, whatever needs to be done. So we did some technological advancement that we moved all our admin things to one common services, all on the IT platform. It's a click of button. You get into either booking tickets or hotels or guest houses, etc. And very easy. It's nobody needs secretary, but then uh, what we said that still we need to have human interface. So we cannot eliminate, you can reduce number of people might get redeployed, but still there have to be something which will be discussed face to face. So therefore we have something called career dialogue with people to understand their aspiration. We have something called talent management board, which we constituted to bring people to the small committee where they have discussion about their future in the organization. We have some HR community who decide every month what would be the different ways of working to connect with people across levels. It's not again focused to only one category of people, because there are people at associate level, there are people who are even in contract basis engaged in the organization. They also should feel part of the organization. So these are even thought level innovations, that how do we integrate everyone. It's even last night I was reading something on the in LinkedIn. Somebody had written, says that uh, in same organization, one day there was announcement that we are one family, you are welcome, and we want to reach out to your personal families and make bigger families, etc. And this organization next morning fires 200 people. Now what do we call it? What it's a so what kind of family we want to build? That these are some things which HR fraternity have to discuss at length in the organization. But that can happen only when they have say in the organization, and all of us can have say in the organization when we talk the same language. We have thoughts about each of these areas, which are the pain points in the business, and how do I make innovative manning. And one of those, maybe at different time, we can always uh, talk about something called self-managed team. It's a very, very innovative manning system. And as you spoke about my publications, I have written articles on self-managed team. It's in some of these magazines and newspapers. At how successful, and in fact one of them would be case study in RPG, where we implemented and how transformative it was. It's a very innovative for to do the business differently. So I'm saying that it's about thinking. If I keep thinking that what value I am adding to the business differently, then I go back and do some homework, come back and discuss with people and work with them hand in hand and do something more meaningful.
Yes,
I
sir.
think these are some of my top level thoughts on the
Great.
subject. If I will stop here, if you have
Yes, sir.
questions,
I personally have taken some points. Blind hiring is what is based on core competencies. So definitely today's generation has to work more on core competencies, and upskilling rather than training is what can be another form of modern day practice. But the core lies in ethics and HR, which means culture and people cannot be eliminated. Although machines may modernize the process, digital transformation is the need of the day, but the core lies in the people. This is what I can take from our session. Thank you, Kumar sir. It was wonderful interacting with you. And once we receive questions, it will be discussed at the end of the all when all the four members have done. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Now I take this opportunity to call upon Mr. Sundar Iyer as our second member for our today's discussion. Sir will highlight about how e-commerce and modern innovations are shaping the field of e-commerce. Welcome, sir.
Thank you so much for the kind words, and thank you for giving me this opportunity to speak on trends in e-commerce, future trends in e-commerce. Let me just open up my presentation. I have made a presentation, so I'll just share it with you. Thank you once again. Thank you to the institution, the Sadhana, for giving me this opportunity. It's an honor to speak on the future trends in e-commerce. I don't hold the crystal ball, so I can't say that my predictions or the trends that I'm discussing will actually come true. But I believe these are the trends, and trends is basically your friend. It basically gives you an idea in terms of where the e-commerce is moving. Here, I would like to speak that 2020 was the year where e-commerce had a major traction or gained a major traction. And that is probably thanks to COVID. Especially after COVID, the habits or the user habits have changed substantially. Till that time, e-commerce was just one channel where brands were reaching out to customers. But especially after COVID, brands realized that e-commerce could be a major channel for reaching out to customers, and so they started thinking in terms of how and what kind of strategies they need to adopt in making sure that the user decisions or the consumer decisions could be influenced in their favor. We have identified certain trends that I believe will be driving the future for e-commerce in the years to come. And the topmost feature, I believe, will be voice search. Present data, as per Google, and many of you, we are all using mobiles every day. We are almost all the time on our mobiles. As per data on Google, 27% of the online global population is using search feature on their mobiles. This could be for playing songs, this could be for reaching out or calling somebody or things like that. But this feature is going to drive the future of e-commerce in the years to come. So instead of selecting a product, searching for it, and then adding it to your cart, you would be only using your voice feature and saying, I need this laptop, or I need this printer, or I need this grocery, or I need this whatever items that you may be looking at. So this is one feature that is going to be critical, and if brands or if people who are using e-commerce are not optimized for this channel, for this medium, they'll miss out on a large part of the segment of consumers who would be using this feature. So brands having e-commerce websites need to enable voice enability or voice search feature on their websites if they need to get interaction with their consumers. The second aspect is visual search. Now, we all know that we have used e-commerce, we have bought something on e-commerce platforms from time to time, and we've generally been searching for it in terms of words. Now, there is very interesting data that English has around 1,71,000 words. But we hardly use, on an average, a human being uses 20,000 to 40,000 words. That itself shows that there is a huge gap in terms of the vocabulary of a person and the actual universe for the vocabulary. So, and there are many things in terms of the fact that you would be needing a particular product, but you don't know how to describe it. Now, it's like that Mera Wala pink. Now, you don't know how to describe that pink. Pink is pink for you, but then it has got a very typical shade or a very typical requirement. Now, that's where visual search comes in. You like a product, you see somewhere, you immediately take a photograph of that, and based on that, you buy it. So, of course, I'm sure many of us are using Google Lens. You see some feature, you see some unique thing, you immediately take a photograph and then search it on Google Lens. Now, this feature, which we are presently doing for fun or for getting some kind of knowledge, is going to be a significant parameter for e-commerce. People are going to be happy with a platform or a brand who's enabling such kind of a feature, and this is going to be critical for the brands to gain traction in the e-commerce space. Third is influencer marketing. Now, just to give you an idea in terms of what is an influencer marketing, basically influencer, as the name suggests, we have a person who is influencing the brand to the consumer. Now, a classic example, recently, if many of you have heard of, there was this big controversy about the brand Puma. Anushka Sharma is the brand ambassador for Puma, and in the social media, she had kind of almost, there was this nice kind of drama kind of setup that Puma had advertised with Anushka, and Anushka had kind of protested saying, "How can you use my picture, and kindly don't use it, and I'm going to kind of take legal action and stuff like that." But in fact, this was kind of a nice staged way of creating a buzz around the brand, and advertisers, brands use different ways in terms of creating and reaching out to the consumers. So brands, and if you are using social media, Instagram, Facebook, you would see many brand ambassadors who are kind of using a particular brand and advertising or promoting the consumers or their followers to say that, okay, I'm a user of this, you can also try. One case that recently I came across was that of Happilo dry fruits, and Siddharth Malhotra is the brand ambassador for Happilo, and he's a recent addition to their as a brand ambassador to the brand Happilo. Now Happilo makes all kinds of dry fruits, and they have recently signed Siddharth Malhotra as a brand ambassador. So he is there as a in the social media on Instagram and saying that I use this and I am very happy with the brand, with the quality of the product, and I would recommend that you can also use it. So these kind of influencers who have got a lot of followers. Now, if Shahrukh Khan were to promote a product, or Virat Kohli were to promote a product, you can imagine what kind of followers they are having. Millions of followers, and what kind of reach the brand is able to reach out to. So this kind of influencer marketing is very significant, and social media will be key for such influencer marketing strategies being adopted by brands. And more brands are supposed to do it. If you don't do it, I mean, you can always do it without this, but then if you want to gain traction and reach out to consumers. So what happens with all these influencer marketing is, while they promote it, they also tell you that, okay, please go to this place and buy it, or go to our website to buy it, and things like that. So you're also having a call for action in terms of not only promoting the brand and also ways in which you're supposed to buy it.
So what
Fourth,
I understand from this is basically word of mouth publicity that we used to have. It is the same traditional thing, but now the reach has become wider because of use of social media and technology. Correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fourth feature that will gain a lot of traction is omni-channel. Now, let me explain, and I'm sure all of us have done it. We all buy something or the other, either through the brick and mortar store or online. And even when we go to a brick and mortar store, we haggle over prices. We always say that the online platform, it is available for so and so value. So why don't you give us for the same price and stuff like that? So it's a very common practice that consumers, if they are buying online, they'll compare across 2 or 3 platforms. If they are buying through a shop, they will compare online and then ask the store owner to either match the price. In fact, now the store owners are also very smart. They also know what is the price at which it is being sold online. And if the customer asks for it, they will match it. If he doesn't ask for it, it's a profit for them. So all these things are common. But what will happen is, what is meant by omni-channel is, there has been a lot of research in this, and we all it is believed that almost all of us switch formats, in the sense whether we're buying through a mobile, through a laptop, through a PC, through a brick and mortar store, and we do it almost every day of our lives. So it's not that. So I may decide to buy it from my mobile. I may decide to buy it from my iPad, from my PC, or I prefer to go directly to visit the shop and buy it. Now, what happens is, I as a consumer want to have the same experience of buying that brand across these channels, whichever channels do I use, and that is what is meant by omni-channel. So it could be, now you've heard about DMart. You can place an order online and then pick it up from their stores. Amazon, you can buy online and then pick it up from the nearest retailer shop. So all these are classic examples of buying online and then picking it up from the stores. You have Decathlon, where you can place online and then visit the store and collect it. So there are as many examples of brands trying to offer a omni-channel experience. Omni-channel experience also includes, now you would have heard across Shopper Stop and lifestyle products and stuff like that. Now there are number of stores. They have number of stores in the same city, and they have number of stores across cities. It is quite possible that the collection they have in one store could be different to what they have in a different store, in a different city, or in the same city. So you visit one store, you visit their site, you find some collection and they want to buy it. So you visit their store and say, I want this collection, but they don't have it in that particular store, but they have it in some other store. So they can enable that and make sure that it reaches to your home. They can arrange to deliver it to your home, or they can arrange to deliver it to the same store and you can arrange to pick it up. So brands and technology is enabling the consumer to have a a wider portfolio. So stores need not have the entire portfolio at one place. They can have it at different stores, and they can technology is enabling them to show it to the consumer and facilitate that. Okay, if you like it, I can get it from the next nearest store or from another store in different city, but it will take time, but it will get delivered to your place. So consumer gets a lot of choice. The retail store doesn't have to have a wider area to stock all the portfolios or the options that are required, and everybody's satisfied.
Sir, if in your view, how would Chat GPT affect retail?
Yeah, I'm coming to that. That is one of the
Okay. Okay.
features of the trends that is there. I will come across and I will explain as to how ChatGPT will come.
Sure, sir.
That's the sixth
Sure,
or seventh trend that I've listed. So I'll just share it with you.
Okay. Okay, sir.
Fifth thing that I believe is going to be video engagement, and this is going to be very, very different as compared to what we have been seeing. Now, a survey says that 54% of consumers want to see more videos about the products, about the brands and the companies that they are interested to buy, or interested to buy the products from that brand or from that company. Now, these videos kind of give a kind of an assurance to the consumer who is surfing that, okay, I like the product and I'm very happy with what I'm going to buy. Otherwise, there are certain few images and certain USPs based on which I need to make a call. But the video gives me almost a kind of hands-on experience in terms of what the product looks like, what are the features, how it is going to get used, and how it's going to be useful for the purpose that I'm intending it to use. So now, let me give an example. When we say video engagement, the technology today is far matured, and we are talking about a live stream event where, say, for example, you are looking for a sofa for your living room, for your hall, or for a new home. Now, normally you would surf it on the platforms, so you would visit the stores and stuff like that. Here is an option of you have a live stream from the brand, say the next brand of sofas, and they have a live stream of their portfolio, and they're engaging with the customer, and they're answering their queries live, and actually showing the product live in terms of what all apprehensions they have, what all features they are looking at, what kind of expectations do they have, and then the brand also gets an opportunity to explain live in terms of what are the features that they are offering in their products, what are the uniqueness of it in terms of, say, a lifetime warranty, after sale support, a unique method of production and stuff like that. Could be various USPs and uniqueness that they have, which they are not able to kind of really share across to the consumers. But here, video engagement and live stream gives an option of sharing the actual product, showing it, demonstrating it, and also giving the opportunity to the users to buy it. So it's not only a live video presentation, but also enablement where a user is able to buy it. So you would have seen Naptol kind of serials where there is a presenter who's kind of presenting and talking about the features that are advertised, and the kind of requesting and saying there's a time bound sale, please buy it, buy it, buy it. But here there is no pressure in terms of buying, but then we are actually addressing all the apprehensions of the consumers and giving the opportunity to buy it as well. So this is what is going to be video engagement, and this is going to be big time, one of the big things that that will enable brand to reach out to billions of internet to users. Cognitive virtual assistants. So, Professor, this is what I was talking about. Now, ChatGPT is also one of the virtual assistants, as they call it, or chatbots. Now, it is said that Indians spend 50%, or Indians, maybe some of you might be feeling guilty by reading this, but Indians spend 50% more time on messaging in 2022 than they did in 2021. Now, there could be various reasons for that. But what we have found that for brands to sell more, and it is imperative that they engage with the customer. So normally, e-commerce, one of the common complaints that you would have seen is there are a lot of returns, and we all have purchased and we have returned many products just because we changed our mind, we didn't like it, or for the heck of it, we just decided, okay, we just want to return it. That's all. So there are a lot of returns and all. So it is believed that if you engage with the customer through calls, through chatbots, and understand and make them understand and drive away their apprehensions, answer their questions, and this would be done through any of the chatbots. Now there are a lot of that. So and this technology is going all out. So this will enable that you will be able to reach out to the consumers, and satisfy their queries and help them decide. They may not be decisive. They would be hesitating, and by talking to them, by addressing their queries, and by helping them address it in a very online, very swiftly and directly, instead of going about through mails and other things, this would reduce the number of returns, and you would also gain a customer and a resale or repurchase from the customer. Another thing that we believe that is going to drive is going to be virtual consultation, because a survey says that almost 69% of consumers believe that if I could get a demo of the product that I'm looking to buy, we're not talking about only the big, huge, large consumer appliances and stuff like that, but many other things. It would help me. So it's kind of interacting with the brand and trying to understand what I'm getting. It would really help me decide faster and help me be loyal to that brand. And with the technology that is now available, 5G and all that is being enabled now, virtual consultation is the norm that is going to be there, and you could set up demonstrations of your products across the categories. So there is no limit in terms of that has to be only for electrical goods and stuff like that. It could be for anything that you believe. It could be for services that you are rendering. It could be for the products that you are offering, and thereby enable as to why they should buy from you and why they should only buy from you. Another thing that is also going to be driving the e-commerce or the brands, if they want to be successful, going to be hyper personalization. Now you would have seen that whenever you buy online and you have selected a particular product, you always get prompts in terms of if you've selected this, and at the bottom they would give you suggestions that, okay, why don't you try this option also. So very crude from a personalization always existed in the platforms, if you look at some of the good platforms. But websites that the brands do, this doesn't exist. They don't believe in these kind of stuff, but this is one of the very key features. So personalization is that if you have bought X, there is a suggestion that, okay, if you have bought a mobile, then there will be a suggestion at the bottom that why don't you try the screen guard, why don't you try the case for the mobile and stuff like that. So there could be various options in terms of the main product being bought and what are the accessories that you could possibly look at. So there's some kind of a personalization is already being promoted at a very crude level. But we believe that with AI coming in, there will be a lot of hyper personalization in terms of you would have provided some kind of say a requirement that you want to buy a pet food for your
Yes, sir.
a dog or a cat, and the platform comes out or the brand comes out with a very personalized offering in terms of their brand or their product that they would like to offer against these requirements. Why this is important is because it is spent that, but if you are able to offer, because see, most of us, when you are buying, if I don't think anything of relevance to me, I feel that this site is of no use to me. I mean, I wasted my time. So this 71% of the consumers feel that what they are seeing, if it has got no relevance to them, then they believe that it is useless. So that's why personalization becomes very, very difficult.
Yes, sir.
And
Sir, if we can just wind up in 1 or 2 minutes.
48% of consumers feel that they buy more. There is a repeat purchase if there is a personalization done. Finally, there is something called as augmented reality. So, you already heard about, and I believe a lot of TikTok videos and WhatsApp videos were there in the past in terms of how people could try out their dresses, walk into a store, look at dresses, don't want to really try it out, but then the virtual media, they could try out how the dress looks good on them, how does it suit them, whether it suits the profile and stuff like that. So Levi's has already implemented these kind of things, and they are offering this particular kind of things for that. But it does not need not apply only to fashion brands. It could be for any other things, because augmented reality and platforms are available. So people just put on their audio, the virtual reality classes, and then enjoy the things being presented to the client. Yes, the platform has to be technology enabled for this kind of augmented reality, and this does not this means that we don't have to only select product, but we can also try it out, feel it in the virtual reality space, then decide whether to try it out. Finally, one of the topmost decisions is after all you've done, you also want to pay for it, to buy it. What kind of enablement you're doing in terms of payments? Something called as an interest-free wallets that is being tried out in the US. Some brands are already experimenting with these wallets. Wallets offer the facility of paying these wallets, interest-free EMIs and stuff like that through the app. Presently, also in India, there are a lot of EMIs, no-cost EMI. Being done. But it is generally believed that when you offer these kind of features, there is an increase in sale of almost 40%. E-commerce, which presently in India today, e-commerce represents about almost 12% of the sale. This was around 6% before the COVID. The US, this figure was 13% before the COVID, and presently it's around 30%. COVID, as I said, has changed the user habit. It's believed that by 2040, 95% of business will be coming through e-commerce. So this is something that we cannot ignore. Brands definitely cannot understand. If they are not prepared for the trends, they'll be definitely missing out on a large chunk of the consumers who we say preferring the visual search or a voice search or a virtual reality. So at their own cost, they would be losing their market share if they are not prepared for the trends. Some trends are basically, as I said, a friend that gives you an oversight of what is expected. And if you can latch on to it sooner, you can tend to be a winner. Thank you so much. And,
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Yeah, sir. I've just opened the question box. So once we receive the questions from the audience, I'll definitely come back at the end of the session. Thank you, sir. Now the long awaited, I would like to request Siddharth Desai, sir, to guide us on the new modern finance, all about blockchain technology and the crypto world. Desai, sir. Siddharth, sir.
Thank you so much, Rajesh sir, and I just wanted to also thank everyone for organizing this event, Ganesh sir, Shraddha ma'am, and Sarika ma'am. Really appreciate the opportunity to speak on these topics that are of great interest to me. Let me just quickly share my screen as well. Rajesh sir, can you just confirm you're able to see it?
No, sir, not represented.
Okay, you may answer.
Yeah. Indeed, I would like to appreciate everyone for sharing so much in so short span of time and the dedicated efforts that we have all taken to prepare the presentation so that things can be connected and visually the students can see what is being spoke about. And definitely, as per what Kumar sir and Sundar sir said, technology is the new normal, and the omni-channel concept that businesses are today following, definitely this will bring more innovation.
Okay.
Yes, it's sir.
Hey, so I think I'm having some tiny trouble sharing. Maybe figure it out in a minute.
No worries, I can go first if you are okay. Rajesh sir, this is Abhijit.
Absolutely, Abhijit, that would be lovely if you want to do that.
Okay, okay.
No problem.
Abhijit sir, over to you.
Yeah, thank you. So I will also try to share my presentation, and thank you all for having me here, and thank you for organizing this lovely event. And this is I would like to keep things very short and focused on the onto the breakthrough innovations. As we said, right, all the things which we are doing in the innovation area. So Rajmohan sir, if you can bring the presentation, that will be helpful.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So we will try to keep the focus on innovation and breakthrough innovations, right? So as you know, I have been working in the industry for around 25 years, and I have been working mainly focused into the innovation area. I have done some of the things. So what is my understanding of innovation? I would like to express that and understand that, right? If it is resonate with the concept of breakthrough innovations. So for me, innovation is not only the technology, right? Which is the first myth we have, that innovation we have in the technology, and that is what is driving things, right? For me, if you are walking, if you are talking, if you are thinking, if you are sleeping, any place, anywhere, you can do the innovation, right? So what is the framework? What is the steps we want to take to innovate things, right? So for me, or many of the thinkers have defined the innovation. If you can go to the next slide, they have defined the innovation in multiple ways, right? Some are saying the new idea, which is embarrassing the discontinuing the old idea and enhancing the new idea is called innovation. Some are saying that the method, or so if you can go to the next slide, please.
Rajmohan
So
sir.
some are
Yes, sir. Abhijit, sir,
Next slide,
can you
next.
please.
please turn your
Yeah,
camera
yeah.
on?
I'm sorry.
Can you please turn your camera on?
Yeah, my camera is on. Oh,
Okay,
sorry.
okay.
Yeah. So yeah. So what I was saying is the innovation is defined in multiple ways, right? We can see that innovation, but what is the innovation which is recognized, right? My whole thought process, which we are going to discuss today, is what is innovation which is recognized. So the value outcome of the innovation is the innovation we recognize as innovation, right? So we can do things, we can modify things, but we can innovate things, we can innovate the method, we can innovate the process, we can innovate the idea, but at the end, what is the value coming out of it? It makes the impact in the society, in the life, and that is known as innovation in the general life, right? So how do we do that, right? What are the steps we should do, right? So I will take some of the examples which I have done it, right? And what is the focus we keep it to innovate things which is high value in the nature, right? So how do we do that? My being an data scientist into the AI and machine learning area, what I try to do is think about options where things which are not possible by humans, or it is difficult to operate, or difficult to uh, consume, difficult to understand things by a human, right? It may be of large scale, it may be of complex nature, it may be of that is where the word comes with artificial intelligence, right? So can we make the intelligence of multiple people into one system, which can be trained, which can understand, and which can predict things, or which can classify things, which can define things for for the system, right? So two things I explain in this, right? One is what is the value coming out of the innovation, right? And second, what is the resonance with the general life, right? In the AI industry, if I have to make a robot, if I have to make a robot, it has to look like, it has to operate like a human, right? So what is the resonance with the human? What is the difficult thing for human? And if you focus on the difficulty, if you focus on the challenges, you will be able to get into the area where we can talk about the innovations is more impactful, right? So let's go through in the next slides. What I will try to explain the use case, what are the thoughts came in my mind, why I developed this product, and what it can do for the society, right? So this is the project which we have worked on, and it is called as Dream Risk Management system. It is an AI and machine learning based system, and what it does is it is detecting the risk in the environment. So before that, let me explain a few things, right? For example, um, when we get a newspaper in the morning, right? And I'm a CEO of a company, or I'm a supply chain planner of the company, and if I get a newspaper and I see one of my suppliers is getting bankrupt, right? So what happens is I, as a human, react to it. I look into my system. I go to the system, check these supply chain, and note one important point here: the newspaper is not part of my organization. It is nowhere available in my system where the ERP system is implemented, suppliers, products, invoices, cash, everything is there. But in my business, newspaper is not part of my system, right? So what we did, newspaper, I have given an example to explain, but what we did, we opened up the channels which is external to the organization, right? And we understand the risk. Now, understanding a risk is an intelligence, right? If your system should be so intelligent enough to understand the huge amount of data which is surrounded by the organization, which is online, which is text, which is images, which is videos, which is so many things, right? LinkedIn, your Instagram, your social media, your everything, right? You have CEOs, CFOs, partners, government, so many things, legal system. So what we did is we created a system which is intelligent enough to understand the external data, understand the risk for the system, evaluate them, and act upon it. So the way the CEO was sitting and reading the newspaper, the way it was doing that, we have created a robotic system which understands the continuously does the scanning and the understanding what is happening in the organization, and it can tell us the risk or the impact of those things. Again, coming back to the topic, right? So innovation, I am again trying to explain the thing, right? Innovation is impactful if you have done the difficult things which is difficult for human to do it in a as a human, we can do it, right? So these scanning this large size of data, understanding it for my organization risk, it is impossible for a human to do it 24/7, right? So that we have taken as an area of innovation, right? And which can impact the multi-million dollars into the risk protections, right? So these are the again, I'm coming back to the same thought that innovation has to be impactful, which can change the life, which can impact the life, which can impact the business, or social things. Second, it is impactful generally when it is doable in the area where it is difficult for human to do, right? So, and if we follow these two thumb rules, most of the things again, after that it comes to the technology, it comes to the thought process, it comes to the flow. How do we do it? How do we implement it? What is the all those things we are talking about? I'm giving one more example here, right? So when Ukraine war started, what happened is, because of this scanning system, we knew the fuel prices is going to go up, right? And what I did is, in my car, at least I did a full tank. I'm just I'm just kidding it, but yeah. So that is the impact you make. That is the intelligence you build, and that is the impact you can make on it, right? So if you can go to the next slide, I'll show you another approach, right, which we have implemented recently. Please go to the next slide.
Rajmohan sir.
Please skip next two slides and we can go to the right. So another system which we have implemented recently is like in the warehouse. If you think about a warehouse, you can skip these two slides. These are the explanation of the existing supply chain system. Yeah, let's go to the next one. Yeah, this one. Okay, so what we have implemented is the in a warehouse system, right? In a SAP system or any ERP system, what happens is there are many things which human has to do manually, right? For example, I will give you example, a very simple example. In a big warehouse, which is spread across the multiple aisles and multiple areas, you have lot of things into the pallet, right? One top of another. There are multiple boxes kept into the warehouse, and what happens is there is a inventory reconciliation, right? One person or a person of 5-6 people, those who going in and scanning each and every box and counting it, right? How many boxes are available, how many items are actually available, and how many is showing into the system. So what we developed is, we developed a we can call it there is a drone which goes there into that warehouse. It takes a turn, complete video is recorded, and from that video we capture the number of boxes what are available in the warehouse. Now again, innovation is done on the area where it is complex for a human to do, right? It is difficult to do it. It can save time, it can save cost, and it can be done easily, right? So simplicity and the easiness and the area where you have difficulty, and again it is same work which humans were doing. Now machine can do it, and machine can give the numbers, and humans can just enter it and just refine it, right? So that kind of automation, that kind of innovations we can do. So now the thumb rule is, if you can come to the last slide, sir. Right.
Raj sir.
Right, sir. So what I understood in my 24 years of 24 years of innovation tracking and the product development and those things, that value outcome is the only thing which can determine the value of innovation, importance of the innovation. And if you know, because each and every individual from us, if you look around yourself, you will find that there are many innovations you are doing it, right? You will be the way you are keeping your book, the way you are keeping your pen, the way you are keeping your wallet, the way you are writing, the way you are walking, everything has the innovation inside you, right? But the only thing what we need to identify out of it is what innovation can make the impact, what innovation can bring out the value out of it, and that is what is known as innovation, right? So if you see here also, right, warehouse option, the ECP option,
or the supply chain risk management. These are very simple. These are very simple. Very simple use case, right? Counting a object, going into the warehouse and counting a object is a very simple thing, right? But this simple thing can be innovated, can be automated, and that is where is the innovation lies. So you don't need to do anything extra. You don't need to do anything big. You have to just look at the from the lenses which can create the value for the ecosystem, for the world, for the humanity, for the society, for the business. If we can do that, that is what is the innovation. Right. So with that, again,
Thank you,
thank you
Abhijit
all
sir.
for
Thank you.
inviting me here, and I can have a more detailed deep
Actually,
dive
looking
whenever.
at your examples and your experience, I am truly delighted, and I think we could have a one-day full workshop where we could go on speaking about innovation. But given the time limit, thank you, Abhijit sir. It was wonderful insight into innovation and especially
Thank you.
breakthrough innovation. Uh, Now I'd request Siddharth sir to take over.
Thank you so much, Rajesh.
Yes, sir. I have made you present. Yeah.
Okay, makes sense. Uh, you should be able to see my screen. Can you just confirm now?
Visible.
Yes, we can see the scene. It's visible.
Perfect, perfect. That sounds great. Yeah, so I think in total, I think I'll probably be cognizant of time and just try to wrap up the entire deck in about 8 to 9 minutes. I think that's the expected time.
No problem, sir.
So if I look at it, I'm basically just going to cover, in order of sequence on when the world was introduced to these things. Blockchain obviously came out of the 2008 financial crisis. Then we have crypto, and Web3 is the new overarching term that we have these days to capture all of the innovations in this field. So in terms of core ideas, I think I'll be talking about 6 of them. Some of them will overlap with how we send payments across from one part of the world to other. Some of them are just how we use the internet. NFTs for utility is a big theme that we are seeing right now. Metaverse gaming, I think any online games that we usually play. I know I grew up playing a lot of Counter-Strike, so that is coming up as a huge domain. And the 6th and most exciting to me personally, which is real world asset tokenization using NFTs and making those real world assets digital. These are the core concepts I feel that everybody should know about blockchain. But a quick look back into history. So I think I heard somebody else say earlier that innovation usually the technology behind it exists in different parts together, but it's really iterative and mixing it in certain ways that you create something completely new. I think that's really what happened in 2008 when an individual or a group called Satoshi Nakamoto. We really don't know who their identity is so far, but they first published a very simple 7-page research paper called Bitcoin, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system. And it was this one research paper that created this entire domain and this entire space. Yeah, so I think that basically happened in 2008. So if you look at Bitcoin and the whole space, sorry, I think, okay, thanks a lot. Yeah, so I think that happened in 2008. But Bitcoin is not the only cryptocurrency network out there. We usually hear this name more frequently because it's captured a lot more by news and media. We have several cryptocurrency layers which are available today. And it's basically, I think, post Bitcoin, it was, I think, in 2014, 2015 range when for the first time we got Ethereum also. And Bitcoin and Ethereum are the 2 largest cryptocurrency networks today. But we have more than 15 of them which are considered as primary networks. So it's a space where a lot of innovation is happening in different pockets. And today we start seeing a lot of existing companies like Facebook recently rebranded to Meta and so many other companies entering the space as well. This is a quick slideshow. If you just look at like the last 10 years, the finance guys will appreciate the slide that Goldman Sachs basically in a research paper recently said that Bitcoin, based on the amount of risk you have and the returns you get, is actually some of the best investments to sort of make. People have over many years compared investing in Bitcoin to be similar to investing in gold, because this is digital. It's also a scarce commodity. So there are a lot of parallels that the finance gurus are drawing between Bitcoin and gold. And over the last 10, 12 years, it has actually been a very competitive asset class. And this is a quick example. I think at the center of it, you have Bitcoin. The gray logo is basically Ethereum, but there are so many more parallel competing uh, blockchains out there. And each of them have their own set of new developers, marketing people, and they are doing a lot of active innovation on a day-to-day basis. So this is something, these are the top ones that I actually see. Cosmos, Polkadot, Tron, these are very actively used by millions of people on a day-to-day basis today. This is a slide I reference very, very frequently, which I think should give everybody an
Sir,
idea
should I
of.
interrupt you? Your slides are not visible. Only the beginning slide we can see.
Yes.
I'm eager to see the slides actually. Sorry and thank you.
No worries. Let me just try this again. Let me know when you can see it. Can you see it now?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, so you're able to see all the icons, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, so I think what you see in the center is Bitcoin, Ethereum, and there are so many more active blockchains that we have today. This slide that I just changed shows us a very clear comparison on how the internet rose globally to say like 7 billion people, and how's crypto's adoption there in comparison. So if you look at crypto today, it has a little over 150, 200 million active users. And that can be compared 1:1 with how the internet was in the year 1998. And of course, today we know that there's almost everybody in the world who has access to the internet. Generally, our productivity has increased. Generally, the rate at innovation globally has increased a lot more just by having access to that information. So we are still at the early stages of crypto. We're still not there compared to the internet, but there's strong momentum and we are proceeding towards it. This is also a very good, simple example. We keep talking about Web3 as like a jargon term very frequently, but what it really means is in the year 1990 we had like version 1 of the email of the internet, where you only had information that you could go to the internet and read. The pages were static. Maybe you could send emails, but it wasn't very efficient. Then comes Web 2, where for the first time you could not only learn from the internet, but you could also post on the internet. And this was really the era of like, all of our social media companies coming up, where, Facebook, Instagram, all of them, where every user is not only downloading things, but also uploading things on the internet and contributing to it. But what's really happened in the last decade or so is our lives are extremely sort of factored in to these few 4 or 5 big tech companies. And in like Web 2, if you can't really understand how a company is making model, how their revenues are basically being generated, it's practically because of consumer data that they're actually using. So Web 3 and the crypto revolution actually started to give users more access to their own data, to their own personal privacy. So I think that's really the main impetus behind this whole Web3 movement, that we don't want too many consolidated conglomerates to sort of control all of our lives in the digital space. And that's why Web3, ideally the ethos behind this is to give people back control and ownership of their data, of their digital assets. And this is achieved largely through decentralization and using this blockchain technology. So that is what I would call is like the ethos of Web3. And the easiest way to sort of capture innovation this is a technology enabled field. More innovation will come by more people, writing code, by more people developing this. And if you look at from 2014 to today, the most number of new coders who have actually joined and this space has been in 2022. And I'm really proud to say that a majority of these are actually coming from India. For the first time, we are actually seeing developers in India create products, not just for India, but for the entire world. So that's been really exciting. We weren't part of Web 2. Facebook, Amazon, Google, all of these companies were created in the US. But it does look like Web 3 will be where India actually has like the core products being developed. And the big companies of Web 3 can be, built in India. Now I want to quickly give you guys a very simple use case, which I think is a brilliant innovation using blockchain technology. Globally, the most amount of money that actually gets transferred from one place to another usually happens in the form of remittances, which is, I'm living in Hong Kong right now, but if I want to send money back home to my family, I'm usually going to use a product like Western Union or Remitly or something similar like that. So this helps in cross-border FX payments. So US dollar to INR or similar examples. This entire remittance business is controlled by a few companies. Sometimes it can take up to 3 to 5 days of time to send this money, and they charge you a lot in fees. And this is primarily happening because they are middlemen. And the way how UPI actually disrupted having middlemen and you can just directly do a transfer from one person to another. That's what crypto is doing for like the global FX market, where if Western Union takes 3 to 5 days, then a Ripple will basically take 4 seconds to send that money from any part of the world to any part of the world. So remittances, I think, have been a great innovation. We are seeing this will increase more and more as globally, better regulations come out for crypto. I think we as an industry, we want regulations. We want to work with governments and make this a legal form. India is also creating their digital INR rupee very soon, which is a CDBC currency. So excited to see that and clearly see this massive improvement in productivity come through. The second is NFTs, massive innovation of this field. Initially, when NFTs were created, they were more impacted. They impacted the art world a lot more, where NFTs as art was really the primary use case. But today, what people are most excited about is NFTs being used for utility purposes. So if you actually, for example, anybody in India who's tried to, take a transfer of ownership of a real estate property, a land or a flat, you understand how difficult it is to do all of the legal paperwork. There are brokers on both sides involved. There's a lot of legal paperwork involved. NFTs can replace all of that, where if you buy an NFT on a digital ledger, it can represent ownership of an underlying asset. So that is the utility part that really comes in. We are seeing a lot of e-commerce brands globally also actively using these NFT products. I think Nike has done a few collections where you buy this NFT, they also send you like a customized shoe after that. So it's connecting a real world object with an NFT and pairing it together is very, very strong. And the easiest way to understand an NFT is it's a digital certificate that what you have is original and nobody can copy that certificate. So when you go to buy a piece of jewelry, they usually give you like a certificate saying, oh, this is 22 karat, we certify that this is from us. So NFTs are basically creating those authentication standards for several other objects in the world, saying we have certified this is original and it's impossible to duplicate an NFT because it's cryptographically unique. So I think this is a huge sector to look at. Startups all across the world are creating a lot of interesting innovations in it. This is a quick sample, just looking at e-commerce and fashion. You can see, right from Adidas to Prada and more luxury brands to Ray-Ban, all of them have already entered with, and connecting like the Web 2 world to the Web 3 world. That's why we call it Web 2.5. It's like an internal joke. And when you look at how the metaverse is making money, a majority of that so far, based on projections, is going to come from e-commerce, is going to come from gaming. So the finance part remains with blockchain and that industry, but NFTs are actually impacting so many other sectors just by using the blockchain underlying technology. So it's very exciting to see all of this happen. And the third last thing that I'm very, very excited about, this is the final slide, so I'll conclude with this topic, is asset tokenization globally. One startup that I was actually speaking to earlier, they had a beautiful idea where you could create a portfolio of real world assets globally. So you could own maybe 10 shares of a luxury resort in Thailand. You could own like one hotel room of a hotel in Dubai. Create all of these things into your portfolio, and that can be a way for people globally to do investments in. Today, I think usually investments are very limited to the country that you're actually in. But a technology like this can connect the world in a much better economical, commercial way. And it just opens up all sorts of doors for people, who are in third world countries. And we never had access to all of these platforms. We never had access to these assets. So tokenization of that just means you can go onto the internet and you buy an NFT and you get the underlying asset behind it. This is a graph that you're looking at from the Boston Consultancy Group, and they have massively projected this to be close to a $16 trillion industry by 2030. And if I actually looked at the slideshow that we had earlier, and I saw that a lot of the research projects that we have are on like blockchain or NFTs. So these are 2 or 3 themes I would strongly recommend. Explore these themes. There's a lot happening in this space. With this, I'd like to wrap it up. Thank you. If you guys have any follow-up questions, you can reach out to me via LinkedIn. And once again, thank you so much for the opportunity to speak on these topics.
Siddharth sir, thank you. Just while you are speaking about Web 2 and Web 3, I have a small question. Normally, when I think about or when I Google about any particular thing, for example, a mobile, instantly I get receiving ads about mobiles. This is because my private privacy is being used by some key players. So do you mean in Web 3 this would be affected, this would stop?
Yeah, that's a great point that you have actually raised. These key players obviously are your Facebook, Amazons who are doing it actively. In Web3, your data will only remain with you. It will not be on like Facebook or Instagram servers. So that's the real beauty of it. In fact, even today, if you so the model that I see with this example in Web3 is today when you see these advertisements, you actually don't make any benefit out of it. So in Web3, we have a model where if they are showing you these advertisements, they actually pay you for your time and your attention. So the economic model is now in favor of the consumer, and the consumer is actually not being used by bigger companies. So if you want to use this, just like we use Google Chrome, there is a Web3 browser called as Brave, Brave. You can use that browser. It's exactly like Google Chrome, but it's a Web3 browser, which means they give back power to the user, and it's a lot more better on privacy.
Thank you, sir. There are a couple of more questions, but then looking into the time aspect, we need to start with paper presentations. So on behalf of the entire organizing team, I thank all our delegates today for this panel discussion. I invite Professor Sneha Thakkar ma'am to take over. Yeah, Sneha ma'am.
Some people build walls and others build windmills. A warm and a graceful morning, all present here. It's my honor and privilege. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. I audible, sir?
Sneha, you're not audible.
हेडफोन निकाल के बोलो स्नेहा में.
Am I audible now?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
You're
miss.
Okay. When the winds of change blow, some people build walls and others build windmills. A warm and a graceful morning to one and all present here. It's my honor and a privilege to propose a vote of thanks and acknowledge the contribution of all those who have worked collectively to make this event possible. I, Professor Sneha Thakkar, on behalf of Satish Pranyan Sadhana College, Thane, and entire fraternity of our institution, extend my sincere prayers and thank Almighty for making today's event such a great success. On behalf of our institution, I extend a hearty vote of thanks to our keynote speaker, Mr. Narendra Bandabe sir, who spared time from his busy schedule to grace this occasion. Sir, today we had an opportunity to hear you, and your thoughts have enlightened our minds. Thank you, sir. I also like to take this opportunity to thank panel members, Mr. Kumar Priyaranjan, President, Chief and HR Officer, Wellspun Corp Limited, Mr. Siddharth Desai, Institutional Head, Product Squad, OKX Crypto Exchange, Mr. Sundar Iyer, CEO, iInc Mumbai, Mr. Abhijit Bais, Data Scientist, for their active participation and enlightening speech. Panel members, your deep and intellectual way of imparting knowledge has added to the joy of this event. We have very little words to offer gratitude for your valuable presence here. You gave deep insights into your specialization areas and revealed some interesting breakthrough innovations in the same. Thank you for such knowledgeable presentation. I also want to thank all the esteemed resource persons, the technical chairperson of all the tracks, Dr. C.A. Minil Paranspe, Dr. Vinayak Pujari, Dr. Nilakshi Roy, Dr. Sadhana Singh, and Dr. Rupali Sheikh. I am sure they have reviewed the papers and will enlighten us with their important and noteworthy opinions. My sincere gratitude goes out to our college management for their rock solid support system and continuous encouragement. Honorable Shri Satish Pradhan Sir, President and Founder Trustee, Gyan Sadhana Society, Thane, Honorable Shri Kamlesh Pradhan Sir, General Secretary and Trustee, Gyan Sadhana Society, Thane, Srimati Mansi Pradhan Ma'am, Joint Secretary and Trustee, Gyan Sadhana Society, Thane. Thank you for your continuous support, Sir and Ma'am. A special mention to our respected Principal, Dr. Ganesh Bhagure Sir, for all his help and support at various stages that motivated us to do our best. Thank all Vice Principals of Arts, Science, Commerce, and Administration for support and cooperation. I must put on record our deep sense of appreciation to the backbone of our conference, Dr. Shraddha Bhome Ma'am, Vice Principal, Self-Finance Courses, for extending a helping hand and guiding us, a true friend and a philosopher, in organizing the conference of this scale. Thank you, ma'am. An event like this cannot happen overnight. It requires immense planning and a bird eye for the details. I would like to thank Conference Secretary and Coordinator BAMMC, Dr. Sarika Sagar, Conference Secretary and Coordinator Computer Science, Dr. Sujata Iyer, for their untiring efforts. A big thank you to you and your entire team. An online conference is not possible without the support of organizing committee members. I thank each one of you who have given your best for this day. Special mention is required to highlight the efforts taken by technical team and the review committee members for the smooth and efficient conduct of this conference. I would like to thank the entire organizing teams for all the efforts that they have put in at all the stages. I would like to thank our researchers who made this event possible with their impressive papers. I would like to thank
all the respective representatives for presence in today's conference. I am thankful to the staff, teaching and non-teaching, for their effort in encouraging and organizing this event. I am gratified all the audience for coming here and being a part of this event. Last but not the least, a big thank you to each one of you who made this conference possible. We thank you for being with us. It has remained a pronounced pleasure. Have a great day ahead. Thank you so much.
Respected President of Satish Pradhan Gyan Sadhana College, Mr. Satish Pradhan Sir, General Secretary Mr. Kamlesh Pradhan Sir, Treasurer Mr. Satish Sheth Sir, Joint Secretary Mrs. Manasi Pradhan Madam, Honorable Principal Dr. Ganesh Bhagure Sir, Keynote Speakers Mr. Narendra Bandabe Sir, our four panelists Mr. Siddharth Desai, Mr. Kumar Peeraranjan, Mr. Sundar Iyer, and Mr. Abhijit Base. Vice Principal of Self-Finance Courses, Dr. Shraddha Bhome Madam, Secretary of One Day International Conference, Breakthrough Innovations, Quest Challenges Journey, Dr. Sujata Iyer and Dr. Sarika Sagar, and convener of One Day International Conference, Assistant Professor Sneha Thakkar Madam. Judges, Dr. Vinayak Ishwar Pujari Sir, Dr. C.A. Meenal Paransape Madam, Dr. Nilakshi Roy Ma'am, Dr. Sadhna Singh Madam, Dr. Rupali Sheth Madam, all the participants, faculties, a very good afternoon to everyone. 28th February 2023. I think we all agree that this day is definitely not ordinary. Today we acknowledge the people met and the memories made. On behalf of Satish Pradhan Gyan Sadhana College, I, Dr. Shilpa Hatewar, would like to express sincere appreciation and gratitude to all the moderators, presenters, discussants, and the participants for your very active and frank discussions, which I think have made this conference very fruitful. This One Day International Conference, Breakthrough Innovations, Quest Challenges Journey, has witnessed two panelists across the country, one from the Hong Kong and other from USA, five technical sessions across accounting and finance management, ICT and the sciences, arts and humanities, commerce and management. Total 126 research papers received, more than 250 registrations accepted, more than 80 research papers presented, five judges across the country. The number says it all. The virtual format enabled us to break the barriers of the time zone. We have leading innovators, scientists, tech evangelists participating from all across the globe, despite the varying time zone. Social media, YouTube, and the Facebook platform ensured that the message from the self-finance conference team has reached every household through people's mobile, laptop, and personal devices. There is an end to everything, but we believe there is never an end, but always a beginning. Everyone has talents. Everyone has talent. What's rare is the courage to follow it. If you're not prepared to be wrong, you will never come up with anything original. With this note, I would like to request Secretary of One Day International Conference, Dr. Sujata Iyer, Madam, for her closing remarks. Madam, please take charge of the dais. Madam, you are muted.
Mute.
Hello, audible? I'm audible now?
Yes, madam.
Okay, so I am not going to take much time. So within 2 minutes, I'm going to finish my speech. So my dear colleagues and friends, I'm Dr. Sujata Iyer, Conference Secretary. Very honored and delighted to deliver the concluding remarks of our one-day international conference on breakthrough innovations, quest, challenges, journey. First and foremost, I would like to thank our management, principal sir, and vice principals for their valuable support and guidance. I would like to express my appreciation to the speakers and panelists for their valuable contribution to our conference. And my deepest gratitude goes to all who attended the conference and helped to make it such a successful event. Department of Self-Finance Courses of Satish Pradhan Dhyan Sadhana College organized this conference today from 9 a.m. onwards in online mode. It is multidisciplinary international conference. Sub-themes for the conference: entrepreneurship, wellness, health management, commerce, e-commerce, education, energy, economics, communication, ICT, robotics, artificial intelligence, gender and media, and more. Actually, we proudly announced that we received 126 research papers from students, academicians, research scholar, and corporate. Breakthrough innovations establish new degree of competitiveness in either an existing or new market. Innovation is the generations and commercialization of novel ideas, products, process, and services. So this conference aimed to lay down a platform for such innovations and invention, and thereby provide the researcher the opportunity to have detailed study and discuss about such breakthrough innovation. So keeping this in mind, we selected this title for our conference. So now, in my capacity as facilitator of this event, I thought it would be appropriate and useful to summarize today's conference. Actually, today we started this conference with Saraswati Vandana and with lighting of e-lamp. And today's keynote speaker, Mr. Narendra Bandape, he is multimedia journalist. Sir shared views on media planning, branding, startup expertise, social media marketing, and about digital content. Actually, he highlighted the opportunities and benefits on those fields. We are very grateful to our panelists for the time and effort took to share their thoughts and experience with us. Actually, since we are entering a new growth phase on our campus, so their comments are very timely and helpful also for us. Our panelists are Mr. Kumar Priyaranjan, Mr. Sundaraya, Mr. Siddharth Desai, Mr. Abhijit Des. They are all expertise in their field and shared their viewpoints in breakthrough innovations. Mr. Kumar Priyaranjan sir shared his rich experience and innovations in HR, project management, and operations in industry verticals like hospitality, pharmaceuticals, manufacturing, and transport. Mr. Sundaraya, he shared his rich corporate experience and how to embrace appropriate risk and bias towards acting and capitalizing an opportunity related which are with e-commerce. Next, Mr. Siddharth Desai is a firm believer, and as per his opinion, decentralized finance is the coming future, and real world asset tokenization is the next technological revolution in Web3. He shared his expertise in blockchain, NFT, Web3 business model, and about global crypto. Mr. Abhijit Bears shared his knowledge on latest trendy products and services which are related to artificial intelligence and machine learning, which are related with supply chain management and which is related to web scrapping. So after this inaugural and panel discussion, we started our research paper presentation tracks. We got very good response of 90 plus research paper presentation. So as per our tracks, track 1 accounts and finance, chairperson for the track, Ms. Meenal Paranjabe. Number of research paper presentation were 16. Track 2 ICT and science, chairperson for the track, Dr. Vinayak Pujari. Number of paper presentations were 25. Track 3 arts and humanities, chairperson for the track, Ms. Neelakshi Rai. Number of research paper presentation 16. Track 4 commerce and management, chairperson for the track, Ms. Rupali Sheth. Number of presentation 16. Track 5 Ms. Sadhana Singh. Number of research paper presentation 20. So our research person selected the best research paper award, and it is going to be announced by our dynamic lady, Dr. Shraddha Bhome ma'am. And now I'm sure that the takeaway from this conference will further deepen our thinking and stimulate our ideas for the future. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Dr. Sujata Iyer, madam, for your wonderful presentation. Now, I would like to request Dr. Dr. Shraddha Bhome, madam, to declare the best research papers under the category of undergraduate, postgraduate, and academician category. Over to you, ma'am.
Good afternoon, and once again, I welcome you all for this session. Indeed, it's a great privilege, to announce the best paper and presenter awards. Since morning, I have been observing the 5 tracks which were going for presentation. Track 1 was about accounting and finance. There are 2 best papers in this category, one from students, that is UG students, and one from academicians. To announce with teachers best paper award goes to Dr. Bhavana Sharma. The title for her research paper is A Study of Impact of Balanced Scorecard Practices on Performance in Private Company. Congratulations, Dr. Bhavna Sharma. And to highlight about her, she was a keynote speaker in the last year's conference from Amity University. Congratulations, Bhavna ma'am. The students category UG, the first track best paper award goes to Akhileshwaran and Miss Falguni Matthew. The title for their research paper is Generation Z Perception of Financial Influencers and How It Affects Their Financial Decisions. Congratulations to both the winners. Now, another track was about ICT and science. The first I'll announce about teachers category or academicians category. Dr. Baisakhi Datta. She has presented a paper titled Back to the Blue Thorough Ocean Fertilization, a Critical Appraisal. She got the Best Paper Award. And in UG category, Vaibhavi Shivtarkar for smartphone monitoring. That was a topic for research paper. Both of them have received the Best Paper Award in ICT and Science category. Congratulations once again. Track 3. Track 3 was about arts and humanities, in which academician Professor Angelina Cruz and Professor Rachana have received the Best Paper Award. And the title for their research paper is Breakthrough Innovation, Quest, Challenges, Journey, a case study of use of virtual reality in education. Such an apt topic for the conference. Congratulations. And in UG students category, the best paper goes to the title A Study on Economic Trends, and it's not economic trends, it's experiential learning education by Glancy Alfonso, Saili Kulaye, and Sarthak Jadhav. Congratulations to the students. Track 4 was about commerce and management, part 1. And track 5 was again, we divided commerce and management in half category. So in track 4, the best research paper has gone to the academician, Mrs. Paramjit Rajput, and her research paper was to study the impact of e-commerce on online grocery shopping among Generation X. Congratulations, Paramjit ma'am. And in students category, Krishna Vaman Barkale. He got the best paper award, and the title for best paper is Comparative Analysis Between Growth of Various Regional E-commerce Stores. Very nice. Congratulations. And again in Commerce and Management, Part 2, Track 5, Dr. C.S. Zuhi Kohli. She got the Best Paper Award in Academicians, and her title goes to Extent of Non-Financial Disclosures and Their Relation with Organizational Performance. Congratulations, ma'am. And in UG students category, the Best Paper Award goes to Nikhil Vishwakarma, Ujjwal Kanojia, and Khushi Dubey. The title of their research paper is Understanding the Role of Entrepreneurship for Economic Growth in Thane region. So these are the best paper awardees. Congratulations to all the best paper presenters and all the participants who have presented their research papers. Many congratulations. Over to you, Shilpa ma'am.
Congratulations, everyone. I think this session fills the heart with mixed feelings, fulfillment, anxiety, and eagerness. Very exciting session. Congratulations, heartiest congratulations to all the winners. Now, I would like to invite Honorable Principal Dr. Ganesh Bhagure Dr. Ganesh Bhagure sir, to say a few words of wisdom regarding today's conference. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, madam. Honorable Joint Secretary, Mrs. Mansi Pradhan, madam. convener of today's international conference, Sneha Thakkar Madam, Dr. Sujata Iyer Madam, Secretary, Dr. Sarika Sagar, Joint Secretary of this conference, all the participants, research scholars. Once again, very good afternoon to all of you. I'm very delighted to know that more than 90 research scholars presented a research paper in today's conference along with various track, almost six segments we have made, and on that researchers presented their research paper. And through the presentation from each segment, I think we have selected one teacher and one student as a as they have presented a paper. So their paper have been awarded as a best research paper for the conference. So I take this opportunity to congratulate all the research scholars who are from teacher category as well as the students who have presented a research paper, and their paper have been awarded as the best research paper in this conference. Many congratulations to you on the behalf of Satish Pradhan, Jnana Sadhana College, Thane. I am very happy to know and I am very happy to share that today's conference you have been organized it very successfully, although it is online, but entire member of the self-finance faculty involved in the organization, duties, duties and responsibilities are very well explained, delivered by Dr. Shraddha Bhome Madam and her team. And because of your massive efforts, we could complete this task. Uh, the title of the conference that we have selected, it was very good, and it suits to the current scenario, what our honorable prime minister expecting from the educational institute as well as from the research scholar as well as from the student, that in case of new education policy also, this kind of word is very what you can say, it is highlighted n number of times in while drafting the new education policy, that is the innovations. So the knowledge that we received through this conference, I hope everybody will use it for the practical, or how this knowledge can be implemented, what you can say, to bring out something good, which is valuable, which is good for the society also, and which can be cost saving also. So in our educational institute, I feel that we should strengthen the incubation center in view of innovations. So Shraddha Madam, you are taking this responsibility all the time as an entrepreneurship development. For this also, I require, I means our college require the help from entire team of the self finance for strengthening the incubation center, so that we can at least we should come next year, at least we should come the two beautiful ideas which will be good for society, which should be economically also. So once again, I congratulate the entire organizing team, and all the best for the research scholar. And in future also, we will be holding such kind of conference under the various theme, and we will be sending you information in future also. And in the morning itself, the research papers that we have received, that we are going to publish as a conference proceeding. Yes, madam, as a conference proceeding in a NAN course journal. So this week, this conference will be the, what you can say, it will be the historical conference. We can say that here from our own institute, we are holding the conference, as well as we will be publishing our own conference proceeding manual or conference proceeding journal through ESSIN. So once again, I congratulate all the members and all the best to the research scholar. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your wonderful gesture. Now, we have now reached the end of the valedictory function. On behalf of the institution, we sincerely thank the dignitaries for being with us this day and enlightening us with their enthusiastic remarks. So I especially thank President of Satish Pradhan Gyan Sadhana College, Mr. Satish Pradhan sir, General Secretary Mr. Kamlesh Pradhan sir, Treasurer Mr. Satish Sheth sir, Joint Secretary Mrs. Manasi Pradhan Madam, Honorable Principal Dr. Ganesh Bhagure sir, Vice Principal Dr. Shraddha Bhome Madam, Secretary of One Day International Conference Dr. Sujata Iyer and Dr. Sarika Sagar Madam, Convener Assistant Professor Sneha Thakkar Madam. I would give my regards and appreciation to all the organizing committee members who made this conference a reality and this institution successful. This could have not been possible without the sheer contribution of you all. Words are not enough to express our sincere gratitude to our keynote speakers, Mr. Narendra Bandave sir, our four panelists, Mr. Siddharth Desai, Kumar Priyaranjan, Mr. Sundar Iyer, and Mr. Abhijit Base. My sincere thanks to our exceptional judges, Dr. Vinayak Ishwar Pujari, Dr. C.A. Meenal Paranzape, Dr. Nilakshi Roy, Dr. Sadhna Singh, and Dr. I missed out one name. Sorry. I shower my heartfelt gratitude to the professors and everyone of Satish Pradhan Gyan Sadhana College for their wholehearted support rendered in the success of this online international conference. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful and fun-filled evening.